With that first win out of the way, can Jared Goff have a redemption arc?
Did you realize that you were a champion in their eyes?
Hello everyone, my name is Derek and welcome back to the Gridiron Blitz. On this channel, we do predominantly Detroit Lions content with some college and NFL live streams as well. If I sound a little off, it's because I got my stitches removed from my gum surgery 2 weeks ago. So gums are kind of tender, but I'm going to get through this thing. Detroit Lions quarterback Jared Goff was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week. And that is an amazing accomplishment. The last time that happened was in 2015 when one Mr. Hall of Fame Calvin Johnson was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Jared Goff threw for 296 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception, which was very forced. Just like any popular TV show you may watch, there is a story arc of a character or a storyline that may run through a few episodes until that arc is brought to a conclusion. And when Jared Goff first got here, when we found out that he was being traded to the Detroit Lions for Matthew Stafford, we thought that we were going to get the Jared Goff of the LA Rams, not the rookie Jared Goff, not last year's Jared Goff per se, but kind of that middle Jared Goff, the one that took his team to the Super Bowl, the one that outdueled a Patrick Mahomes in one of the highest, if not the highest scoring game in the National Football League. But instead, we got a shell of his former self. Now, I have some thoughts behind this. I never really lost complete faith in Jared Goff, but what I did get to see is him on a weekly basis. And a lot of Rams fans were talking about, how bad he was and the guy that we were getting and how Sean McVay was the reason for his success. And I thought that was unfair. Before you guys ravage the comment section, Jared Goof and all that stuff, I still believe. Remember Deion Sanders used to say, I believe in Eli. Well, I believe in Jared Goff. He's shown he's been really, really bad. But if you look at the guy he got traded for, Matthew Stafford had 3 consecutive games which he threw a pick 6. If he threw one more consecutively, he would have joined Matt Schaub. Now, Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford. Arguably, you would say Matthew Stafford is the better quarterback. But Matthew Stafford can have bad days too. Imagine you're Jared Goff. You come from the beautiful Sunshine State, palm trees, beaches as far as the eye can see, and you are relegated to this. The LA Rams, the #1 defense in the league last year, Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, though Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Cam Akers, the list goes on and on, right? Then you come to this, the place where people come to die. People's careers come to die in the city of Detroit. Maybe it's more of a mental game for Jared Goff. Now, before we go any further, Jared Goff has some horrendous play. And check out JT O'Sullivan, the QB school. He did a 30-minute breakdown of some plays from Jared Goff, all right, and the Lions offense. But what I like that he did in there, he didn't just put it all on Jared Goff. Jared Goff missed some reads. We've all seen that. He put it on the play calling as well. The blame for Jared Goff's play is not solely on Jared Goff. Jared Goff's numbers for last year, just off the top of my head, if I'm not mistaken, were 20 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. He's sitting currently at now 13 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. So he's on pace to pretty much duplicate what he did last year. He's also only thrown for 2,500 yards. It's hard to imagine somebody who drops off that much. That Sean McVay masked all Jared Goff's deficiencies. I take you back to that 2018 game between Patrick, up-and-coming Mahomes, and Jared Goff. Jared Goff was able to outduel Patrick Mahomes, scoring a touchdown under 2 minutes left that pretty much sealed that game. Now, this, not just any quarterback can do that, right? So my thing is, why was the drop-off so significant? Now, I know he got benched last year in favor of John Wofford, but I think it was a lot of internal things going on behind the scenes. It came out later that there might have been some stuff with Jared Goff and Sean McVay's girlfriend. I don't know how true that is, but I do know that Jared Goff can't be as bad as he's been playing over the last couple of weeks. Josh Reynolds coming into the fold has giving Jared Goff confidence. I'm not trying to say that Jared Goff doesn't shoulder any of the blame. As I said, he does the dreaded spin move. He misses wide open receivers. When he threw that interception, Amon-Ra was coming right across the middle, wide open. Maybe would have even scored a touchdown. But what I also know is that he couldn't trust Taylor Decker at all. When I was watching the QB school break down these plays, and I saw it in real time during the game, Taylor Decker didn't know what he was doing. That's the blindside guy, right? That fumble was on Taylor Decker. Jared Goff he's had one turnover, a forced interception in the last 3 games or so, right? Imagine that you are plucked out of California. You're blindsided by your franchise. Keep in mind that the LA Rams and Jared Goff had zero communication between the end of the season when they were eliminated from the playoffs, when he came in for an injured John Wolford, to the moment they told him he was traded. I think it's personnel with the Detroit Lions, but I also think a lot of it has to do with Jared Goff's mental state coming from California to the city of Detroit. Look, I went to go visit LA for 5 days, and I didn't even want to leave. Coming back here just wasn't the same. Now, this is my home, but I'm saying I can't believe that Jared Goff is as bad as he's been. I also believe that the Detroit Lions are going to have to draft a quarterback, something we've never done under Matthew Stafford. It was Matthew Stafford for 12 years and then a has-beens to back him up. I wouldn't mind, honestly. If you would have asked me 2 months ago, I would have said, no way we take a quarterback. But I trust Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, and there are some guys, and I also want Jared Goff to have some competition, something Matthew Stafford never had. So if you're asking me, I gotta believe that Jared Goff is better than he's been. I think it's a situation of getting some confidence. He needs to go through his reads a lot better. And I think he can be successful if he does this. Settle down a little bit. I think that Jared Goff could be a winner in the city of Detroit. I mean, he showed brilliance on something that I honestly, over the last 10 weeks, would have never imagined Jared Goff being able to do. 75 yards, 14 plays, no timeouts, and brought us to a victory. And I got to give the man some credit. So I'm going to hold off my wrath on Jared Goff until next season. The Lions have 10 draft picks. They'll have plenty of money to snatch a free agent or two. I think that Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are going to knock this draft out of the park. If we look at the draft picks now, I can't really even name a miss, even the undrafted guys. I mean, if you want to say a miss, Sage Surratt, right? He's like the only miss, and he was undrafted, right? But I'm thinking, I trust these guys, man. I really do as far as drafting and building a team. So I'm going to try to put some more trust back in Jared Goff. He has 5 games to end this season strong and kind of build off the momentum. And I think this game is going to do tons for his confidence. So I know y'all going to be mean. Y'all going to be mean to this man and rip him up in the comment section. But I am going to continue to put some faith in Jared Goff, but I do believe that the Detroit Lions need to draft a backup quarterback. If you look at Matthew Stafford is the exact same quarterback he is in LA as he was in Detroit. I don't even think he had 3 consecutive games in Detroit that he threw a pick 6, right? Jared Goff leaves the LA Rams, and comes to Detroit and pretty much falls off the map. I just don't believe that the Rams organization, especially seeing as how Matthew Stafford is the same guy, like it's not like he elevated, like Sean McVay has just turned some Stafford into something that he wasn't here. He had a bunch of his touchdowns are to wide open people, right? So I think if we give Jared Goff some time, give him some weapons, he gotta settle down though. He's got to stop turning the ball over. He has to do that. And I think that he could win in the city. Leave it in the comments below. Do you think Jared Goff has a redemption arc in him? My name is Derek. This is the Gridiron Blitz. Make sure you subscribe to the pinned comment. That is the Detroit Lions Syndicate, my second Detroit Lions YouTube channel where we do all things Detroit Lions over there. I would appreciate that. We're almost at 200, and you can help me get there by the end of this weekend. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself. Be nice to Jared Goff, and I'll see you in the next video. Go Lions.